Hello YouTube family, Merry Christmas and a huge Happy New Year to all of you. With the 2026 World Cup on the way, the energy in the football world is already building and we are thrilled to be sharing it with this amazing community. To celebrate, we have lined up some holiday surprises in the Goal 90 shop. A bunch of your favourite jerseys are already up to 50% off. Shipping is on us, and because you are part of our YouTube fam, you can grab an extra 10% off with the code YouTubeFam. Thanks for all the love and support. 2026 is going to be massive. Let's enjoy every moment together. The January transfer window has always been a tricky beast. Clubs scramble for reinforcements while others look to trim the fat, and sometimes the most difficult decisions involve players who were once considered untouchable. As we approach January, several elite clubs are staring down uncomfortable truths about big-name players who've become liabilities rather than assets. Let's start at Anfield, where Liverpool find themselves in a precarious dance with Ibrahim Konaté. The French defender's situation has evolved from contract negotiation to full-blown crisis. With his deal expiring in the summer, the clock isn't just ticking, it's screaming. Reports suggest Liverpool are now willing to accept just €15 million for a player they valued at £50 million not long ago. Konaté admitted in November that his agents are in discussions with the club, but he's denied receiving fresh contract offers as recently as last month. Arne Slot has watched his performances become increasingly erratic. Liverpool learned their lesson with Trent Alexander-Arnold's messy departure to Real Madrid. Losing talent for nothing burns. PSG and Real Madrid are circling, ready to offer pre-contract agreements from January 1st. If Konaté won't commit, Liverpool need to cash in now and move forward. The alternative is watching another defensive pillar walk away for free in 6 months. Speaking of players refusing to sign, let's head to Selhurst Park, where Crystal Palace face an even more brutal equation. Marc Guéhi has made his intentions crystal clear. He's not renewing his contract. Oliver Glasner confirmed in October what everyone suspected. Guéhi told the club he wants something different and will leave when his deal expires in June. Last summer, Liverpool had a deal agreed, then Palace chairman Steve Parish pulled the plug because they couldn't secure a replacement. Now, Guéhi is featured on the January page of Palace's 2026 calendar. Bitter irony for fans who paid £10 for it, now reduced to £3. Palace are staring at losing a £60 million rated England international for nothing. Liverpool remain interested, but Bayern Munich, Real Madrid and Barcelona can all offer pre-contract agreements from January 1st. Palace need to swallow their pride and sell. Even £40 million beats zero, and holding on to Guéhi now would be catastrophic financial mismanagement. While Palace wrestle with pride, Tottenham are dealing with something far messier. Yves Bissouma's situation has transcended football problems and entered genuine disciplinary territory. The Mali international was filmed inhaling nitrous oxide in early November, his second offence in 18 months. He received a one-match ban and issued a public apology for severe lack of judgment. Yet here we are again. Thomas Frank has been brutally clear. Bissouma hasn't featured for a single minute this season. Not one. He was dropped before the Super Cup clash with PSG for repeated lateness, then sidelined by injuries, and now faces fresh disciplinary action. Nitrous oxide became a Class C drug in the UK in 2023, carrying penalties of up to 2 years in prison. With his contract expiring in the summer anyway, Spurs need to cut their losses. Reports suggest Galatasaray retained interest after a summer move collapsed. Manchester United have their own uncomfortable decisions at Old Trafford. Jadon Sancho is currently on loan at Aston Villa, and every appearance under Unai Emery confirms what Ruben Amorim already knows. He doesn't fit United's future. Sancho looks tidier at Villa, more disciplined than during his toxic fallout with Erik ten Hag. But tidy isn't transformative. Amorim demands aggression and relentless intensity. Sancho thrives when football is played at his tempo, but modern elite football doesn't wait for anyone. Villa are paying 80% of his £300,000 per week wages. There's no purchase option in the loan deal, which means United will get him back in June unless they act now. With his contract in its final year, January represents the last chance to secure any meaningful fee. Reports suggest MLS clubs are already circling for a summer free transfer. United paid £73 million for Sancho in 2021. Getting £15 to £20 million now beats paying massive wages for another 6 months and watching him leave anyway. Sometimes you have to admit defeat, take the loss, and reinvest in players who fit the system. United's second problem is somehow more tragic. Terrell Malaysia's story is one of bad luck rather than bad attitude. but the outcome is the same. He has to go. The Dutch left-back joined United in 2022 as Ten Hag's first signing, made 39 promising appearances in his debut season, then underwent knee surgery in 2023. What followed was 18 months of hell, multiple setbacks, further surgery, and endless rehabilitation. He finally returned with the under-21s in November 2024, made a handful of senior appearances under Amorim, then was shipped on loan to PSV Eindhoven in February. He won the Eredivisie title with them, but PSV chose not to make it permanent. The problem is simple: Malaysia hasn't proved he can stay fit. 2 seasons essentially lost to injury means United can't build around him. His injury record has scared buyers off. January is the time to get creative, subsidise his wages, accept a loan with minimal fees, just get him playing elsewhere. Ineos want long-term solutions, and a player who can't stay healthy for 6 consecutive months isn't that. Chelsea, meanwhile, have turned squad mismanagement into performance art. Raheem Sterling's exile under Enzo Maresca has been absolute. The 31-year-old winger hasn't made the Premier League or European squads this season, not even the bench. He trained separately from the first team with a different coach at different times. The club didn't even acknowledge his birthday on social media in early December. Sterling joined Chelsea in 2022 for £50 million and earns around £325,000 per week. His contract runs until summer 2027, meaning 2.5 years of wages still owed. Last season's loan at Arsenal yielded no goals and no purchase option exercised. Maresca's response when asked about Sterling's potential return: January is coming, anything can happen. Translation: please take him away. Crystal Palace and MLS clubs have shown interest, but Sterling's wages are the sticking point. Axel Disasi faces similar purgatory. The French centre-back arrived from Monaco in 2023 but was loaned to Aston Villa in January 2025 to revive his career. Maresca has made clear Disasi isn't in his plans. West Ham showed interest but developed major concerns and backed away. Wolves wanted defensive reinforcement but looked elsewhere rather than gamble on a player with 0 minutes this season. Disasi is contracted until 2029, 5 years of wages and no suitors. This is Chelsea's problem. They can't even give players away because everyone knows they're desperate. January is the time to be realistic. Accept a cut-price loan deal, subsidise wages, and free up that squad spot. Continuing to pay Disasi full wages while he trains alone is useless. Real Madrid's situation with Endrick highlights a different challenge. Managing young talent when playing time isn't available. The 19-year-old Brazilian wonderkid joined from Palmeiras for €60 million in 2024 with enormous expectations. Under Xabi Alonso this season, he's made 2 brief substitute appearances, totaling 22 minutes. That's it. Madrid have already sealed a solution. Olympique Lyon will take him on loan from January 1st through June. Endrick will join Lyons training on December 26th, be officially presented when the window opens, and could debut against Monaco on January 3rd. Lyon finished 6th in League One last season and are competing in the Europa League. Endrick will get significant minutes there. This is smart loan management. Let him grow elsewhere, then reassess in the summer. Barcelona face their own crisis with Ronald Araujo. The Uruguayan centre-back's form has been wildly inconsistent this season, giving away penalties and embarrassingly being hauled off at half-time by Hansi Flick. His contract expires in June and negotiations for an extension have stalled completely. Juventus see him as the perfect replacement for the injured Gleison Bremer and have already made approaches. Barcelona rejected their initial €35 million offer, but reports suggest Barcelona have launched a strategy to offload him with a starting price around €40 million. Flick publicly stated after the Sevilla game that Araujo's current performances don't justify keeping him if immediate profit can be achieved. January is Barcelona's last chance to recoup meaningful money before he becomes a free agent. Finally, Bayern Munich must make a call on Leon Goretzka. The German midfielder's contract expires in the summer, meaning this winter is the last chance to secure a transfer fee. Under company last season, he had a minor resurgence when Alexander Pavlovic and João Palhinha were injured, but that was circumstantial, not sustainable. This season, even though he's still getting game time, he's making almost no impact on the team. Bayern tried to offload him previously, but his wage demands scared everyone off. No club will pay €17 million per year. This January, Bayern need to shop him around with realistic expectations, accept a lower fee, and free up that massive salary for reinforcements. Goretzka has been a fantastic servant, but loyalty can't override common sense. These players were all-stars once, but football moves fast. clubs that recognize when to move on will thrive. Those that don't will pay the price in June when these same players walk away for nothing or continue draining resources. January is coming and the smart clubs know exactly what needs to be done. Do you think any of these players will be on the move in a few weeks? Let us know in the comments. Remember to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to turn on post notifications so that you never miss out on any new content. See you next time. Bye.